Hey, Jay Shrek, yourmotorcycleguys.com. You know, today what I'd like to talk about is, let's talk about Craigslist, okay? I personally love Craigslist. I mean, so I'm a big advocate of Craigslist, and I'm not getting paid for it. And it might come to a point where, you know what, if I have a problem with Craigslist, I'll tell you that too. You know, the good thing about this station or this channel is that, you know, nobody owns us. You know, we don't have advertising out there that's going to force me to say this or that, or you know, I can't say this or do that because, you know, it's going to piss somebody off. You know, that's not, our goal is not to piss you off, but you know what? Our goal is to help you be educated in your buying process, your selling process, your maintaining process, so you can enjoy that vehicle more. So Craigslist. So, you know, what's a disadvantage of Craigslist is that for some reason, you know, Craigslist isn't any different than anywhere else. You know, anywhere that is free, you sometimes get a group of people that don't want to play by the rules. You know, it happens, but that's part of why it's free, right? There's a reason. You know, if you're going to Craigslist to look for a motorcycle, right? What's that purpose of that? Why is you probably want to try to save some money, right? And there's nothing wrong with saving money, but you've got to be educated. So you not only have to be educated on the motorcycle you're going to buy, but you also got to be educated on the process of how you're going to do it and where you're going to do it, and you got to be careful. You know, your due diligence. Do your due diligence. Do your research. Know what you're buying, why you're buying it, when you're buying it. If I had a motorcycle for sale on Craigslist and you wanted to test drive it, there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let you test drive that motorcycle. Maybe unless you gave me the money up front, and even then I wouldn't. I'd be curious. You know, I look at test rides different than anybody else does. Okay, so I'm not your best advocate on test rides. Why? Because, you know, I don't care what vehicle I get. If I can fit in that vehicle or I'm comfortable on it, I can hold it up. Let's say it's a motorcycle. I can hold it up. I feel comfortable with the bike as far as the weight goes, the balance of the bike. I've got my feet firmly on the ground. You know, I'm going to be okay with that motorcycle if I've done my research. I don't need to go ride that bike. You know, I need to make sure, though, that is the clutch working properly, is the motor working properly. There's nothing wrong with taking that motorcycle, if you're serious, to the nearest dealer. Pay $150. Is that worth it to make sure that there's nothing wrong with that motorcycle? Absolutely there is, right? Nothing wrong with that. And if I'm selling a motorcycle, I'm not going to have a problem with it because you're going to tell me exactly how solid my motorcycle is. And then again, I'm not going to sell you something that I know I have a problem with, right? So you found your perfect motorcycle. You know, what do you got to be careful out on Craigslist? You know, here's the first thing I'm going to tell you. You have guys that'll tell you first cash buys, right? Yeah, bullshit, okay? I'm not bringing $6,000 to your house and I don't know you, right? That's the first thing. I don't pay cash. I'm not paying cash. I'm not bringing cash. So if you want me to buy your motorcycle, hey, we're going to go look at the motorcycle. We're going to make sure it works properly. Then I'm going to meet you at the bank, right? I'm going to meet you at the bank. So how am I going to make sure that I take care of this? Is I'm going to make sure that I meet you at my bank, right? And you can ride the motorcycle there. I'll get you an Uber on the way home. But I'm not going to bring $6,000 to a house of somebody I don't know. So the first thing is you got to use good common sense when you go into any neighborhood, right? When they send you that, Google it, right? Make sure that you're not going to a abandoned house somewhere. And if you're not comfortable going to any location when you're looking for a motorcycle, don't go. Or anything else on Craigslist, right? I'd prefer to meet at your house, though, because, you know, you're not going to screw me if I know where you live. And that's the way I look at it. And you know what? That's part of what you have to do if you're going to buy it. Part of the deal is if you're going to put it on Craigslist, right, and you're not going to pay for that listing, guess what? You're going to have people come to your house. And sometimes they're not going to be the right people, right? But that's part of what the deal is. But that could be in anywhere. You know, any classified ads, right? So let's talk about the most important thing, too, is protect yourself, right? First thing is, so the rule of thumb is this: do never bring cash with you to a Craigslist buy. right? Or any other buy. I mean, why would you have to bring cash? I mean, that's ridiculous. You meet them at the bank. You go in. If you're going to take if it's a titled vehicle, and we'll get into each one of the steps. But first off, let's talk about do not take cash to a transaction, right? So that's the first rule that we're going to go off of. You found your bike, you go look at it, and then we're going to talk about what happens when you go inspect that bike. But the first rule is do not take cash to go pick up a motorcycle. Don't do it. Jay Schreck, your bike guy, or yourmotorcycleguys.com. Live the dream.